Gamecast is now exclusively on DAZN.
Let's get this thing going.
Watch every game, plus the playoffs and Super Bowl.
To the end zone. What a play.
It's your all-access pass.
That's how you fight a southpaw. Well on his way to coming back.
Katie Taylor does it again. Look at the emotion.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
Estimated collision in T-10.
Bring it on!
9. 8.
Can you confirm satellite collision is imminent?
7.
Let's go!
6. 5.
Carrying out collision avoidance maneuver.
4. 3. 2. 1. Satellite collision averted.
It takes the whole force to protect space. Join us.
Is it me or is work not working? At least, not the way it could work. Your people are buried in busy work. You might be thinking, can AI make it all work? It can. On the ServiceNow platform, AI transforms your entire business. Because when your people work better, everything works better. So, let's get to work.
Idris Elba was here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's super nice.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
Touch goes.
How do you like it?
Off the shoulder. So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys! Still the undisputed champion of the world!
Well, a very good afternoon, everybody, from Birmingham, and welcome to Fight Week, ahead of a big night of boxing heading to the Resorts World Arena this Saturday, headlined by Tyler Denny, who makes the first defence of his European middleweight title against former British and Commonwealth champion Felix Cash, live right here on DAZN. Well, Jamie Ward here, alongside me as always, former IBF World Middleweight Champion Mr. Darren Barker, to bring you all the proceeds from today's final press conference. Darren, we were at the Haringey Box Cup, covering it for DAZN. Make sure you keep an eye out on DAZN socials. That mini documentary coming out very soon. It was a great experience, but to be from there at Ali Pali to back on the big stage in Birmingham, this sport really can give you a little bit of everything.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, it's both ends of the scale, isn't it? You know, the grassroots, and now we're here, the level that every fighter wants to get to, you know, fighting for the European title, the one before the big one, if you like. This is a brilliant fight. Stylistically, what it means to both the pot of gold, it's huge. It's a brilliant event as well. I mean, we're going to talk about it in a minute, but the chief support, stop it. Stop it. That is ridiculous.
We'll make your case for both in that main event. Safe to say Tyler Denny's the man with the momentum. He's on a fight winning streak. The form of his career, he says, and he's changed his life, hasn't he, with recent wins. Felix Cash looking to really reignite his career, isn't he, under Adam Booth? Make your case for both.
Well, look, Felix Cash has showed us brilliance, real talent. There's been a lot of fanfare around Felix Cash early on in his career, and I know why. I've seen him in close, in the gym, up close, and he's a very talented fighter. Got a bit of everything about him. Punches hard, physically very strong, quick hands, a bit of decent amateur foundation behind him, and there's a lot to like. he's got that fire in his eyes and that fight in his belly. Tyler Denny on a good run of form, as you said. He's a bit of a jack of all trades. He can do a bit of everything. He's got that dog in him also. I think he punches probably harder than his record suggests. Can move, he'll fire out a southpaw rear hand, very cute with it, disguises it really well. I think he'll try and drag Felix Cash into his kind of fight, which will be to vary up the movement, vary up the shots, and kind of try and frustrate Felix, who we know loves to get stuck in, and sometimes he can get dragged into someone else's fight. It's a brilliant, brilliant fight. Like I say,
oh, no worries.
Just do as you please.
Beauty of live TV, we always say that.
There is a lot on the line here for the fighters, so yeah, it's one that will catch fire, I think, early doors.
And you mentioned the fight between Lewis Crocker and Conor Walker. Can't wait for that, much more on that to come, and Shannon Ryan and Emma Dolan making history as well. Here is a little reminder of what you do have to look forward to on Saturday night, 4:45 p.m. Matchroom and DAZN YouTube channels, 6-round heavyweight affair. Kicks proceedings off. Anthony Joshua managed Emmanuel Odiazi meets Kevin Mazarica. 4-0 super bantamweight Muhammad Ali continues his professional journey against Kevin Majid of France under new trainer Anthony Crolla as well. The always exciting 3-0 Ibrahim Spider Suleiman fights for the second time this year in what will also be his first 6-round contest against 3-1 Jesus Gonzalez of Colombia. And there's a rematch to look forward to as well. After losing for the first time against Reece Bellotti last year, Akib Fiaz is back, and he's in there again with Kane Baker after they settled the score in October of 2020. They do battle once again. Before we cross live to the main DAZN broadcast, 7 p.m, one place to watch it all, and as I say, that's right here on DAZN. Amateur star now 1-0, 1 KO, super flyweight professional Hamza Rudin returns against 6-2 Jose Hernandez. Battle of the unbeaten Shannon Ryan and Emma Dolan collide over 10 2-minute rounds for Emma's Commonwealth title and the vacant inaugural female British super flyweight championship at 115 pounds. After a fire-filled build-up, very sadly lost Jordan Flynn through injury. Wish him the very best in his recovery. Cameron Vong now in there with Jeff Ofori. How about that for a replacement opponent? 10 rounds that one at super lightweight. There's a welterweight cracker in the chief support as well. WBA International welterweight title up for grabs. Lewis Crocker and Conor Walker go to war in the chief support before your main event. Are full of confidence. The man with the momentum, Tyler Denny, defends his European middleweight title against former British and Commonwealth champion Mr. Felix Cash. That one, your main event from Resorts World Arena right here in Birmingham. And we are joined at the top of the show this time by the man in the middle, Mr. Eddie Hearn, representing Team England. Big day. This is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, having played for England a couple of weeks ago, it's a big day, you know. A lot of people are talking about Kane and his role in the team. If you were to watch my performance at Stamford Bridge, very similar. You don't have to touch the ball that much to have an effect on the play. You know, a few little layoffs, and it's the runs.
What was it? It's only about 15 minutes though. What was that?
20, yeah.
20 minutes.
But it's the runs, Darren. You know, like when I'm drawing Evra and Essien one side of the pitch and I'm allowing Defoe to go through, it's only the purists that really understand. You know, a lot of the casuals would say, you were on for 20 minutes and you barely touched it. You don't always have to touch it to have a big impact.
The unsung hero of the team. Is that what you were saying?
Only by the purists, you know, the ones that really knew. Like a lot of people, some of my mates who don't really follow football were saying to me, Eddie, you were embarrassing, you didn't really touch the ball. But the people who know the game, they were talking about.
What would you rate that cameo?
I mean, the performance wasn't for everybody. It was one that was for like I said, for the purists. If you want, you know, for me, the instruction from Lampard and Redknapp was hold the ball up, lay it off for Defoe, you know, draw the defenders. If they would have said to me, Eddie, hold it up, take it forward, show me some skills, right, beat Evra, shoot. I'm versatile. If they were the instruction of the coaching staff, I would have done something different. So, you know, I say to the casuals, don't blame me that I didn't go on the big runs or beat players for speed or shoot.
Jack of all trades.
No, but you can't disrespect the coaching staff. So, Eddie, you know, anyway, going back to the game today, I wish them all the best.
And as brilliant as your performance was at Stamford Bridge, we've got a brilliant fight card to look forward to. A really solid domestic card. When you look at that main event, we've been talking about, you know, Felix Cash looking to really reignite his career under Adam Booth after a long time out. Tyler Denny, the man with the momentum. What do you like about the main event?
I think it's a really intriguing fight, to be honest with you. I mean, I was going through it all yesterday, and Felix Cash has been out of the ring for 18 months. I have to say, really, that I think he's an underdog in this fight. You know, I don't know where Betfred have it, but at the end of the day, 18 months out of the ring, with everything that's been happening in his life as well, you know, and also coming into the fight. We know that the Denzel Bentley performance was great. The performance in Leeds, where clearly he had problems as well, wasn't really that great. So it's how you can gain that confidence going into this fight. And Adam Booth will be very instrumental in what happens on Saturday. We know Adam's a very good trainer, but he has to get Felix believing in himself, because it's going to be a decent crowd in there on Saturday. Tyler Denny sold 800 tickets just on his own. So you've got a big home crowd, and Felix is the away fighter. He's the underdog, he's the challenger. You know, and he's also mentioned in a lot of his stuff, you know, if I don't win this fight, I don't know where I go from here. So he's putting all the pressure on him to win this fight. It'll be a tremendous fight.
On the flip side then, where does the winner go?
I think,
in your opinion?
It's such a good division at the moment, even domestically. I mean, you know, you've got Hamza Shiraz that's flying at the moment after that Ammo Williams win. Ammo's going to be back at some point as well. You've got belts that are available to challenge for. Adames, Janibek. They're not fighters that are getting millions and millions of dollars. They're looking for people to fight them. So if you're Felix Cash, if you're Hamza Shiraz, if you're all these kind of guys, Chris Eubank's still at 160. You're actually, Liam Smith's now at 160. So there's some big fights out there. And, you know, the European title, as you know, Darren, as we always say, it is a big title. It positions you for shots at the World Championship. And it's a really big fight.
I've got to ask you about the Chiefs' support. Yeah. I mean, it's been great. The build-up's been brilliant between these two. Very respectful at the launch press conference. Things take a little bit of a turn sometimes on social media. That's the case for this one. They were going back and forth in the ring yesterday. Sometimes, Eddie, I said this to you earlier, like we talk about blood, guts, thunder. You'll always sell a fight. It doesn't always deliver. Hard to see how this one can't deliver. Yeah, and like, sometimes you were doing your spiel before, and me and Darren are talking off camera, and he goes to me, Walker against Crocker. Yeah, and I said, yeah, I can't wait. What do you think? We're debating it ourselves off camera. That's when you know you've got a great fight, because a lot of people are high on Lewis Crocker, but he's not really been up against the kind of aggressive, strong test of a Conor Walker. So a lot of this, for me, depends on how good Lewis Crocker is. If he is a world-class welterweight, and he does punch as hard as everybody says, I do think he wins the fight. But if he's not, and if he's not at his best, this kid Conor Walker, mate, he won't let you breathe. He's got massive cojones. He's at home. He's sold a load of tickets. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for him. And I love the fact that these two have taken the fight, because Crocker's already headlining in Belfast. Why would you come to some bloke's backyard, you know, especially the kind of fighter that Conor Walker is, and take him on? You do so with confidence. So it's either a great decision or a terrible decision, and we'll see on Saturday.
And sorry to jump in there, Jamie, if that fight couldn't get any better, there's a carrot being dangled. There's rumours that potentially the winner fights Paddy Donovan.
Yeah, I mean, really, both fighters have signed up for that. Paddy Donovan done his job. You know, when he beat Lewis Ritson, he's in for the Lewis Crocker fight. If Lewis Crocker wins this fight, that fight's made. But obviously, Conor Walker, if he wins this fight, he's probably going to go top 5 with the WBA. He's going to get a massive fight at 147. So both guys, particularly I think when you look at what Conor's been through in terms of taking a couple of last-minute fights, losing. You imagine all of a sudden, I mean, with all due respect, he was probably making 5 or 10 grand a fight. You know, sometimes I think it's important to talk about money so the viewers at home understand what's in play for these guys. All of a sudden, he's making, I don't know, 3-4 times as much. He wins this fight, he will make another 3 or 4 times more. This is the fight for him that buys him a house. Because he wins this fight, he's rolling into a massive payday. So you imagine how hungry this kid is. And he's a lovely fella as well. Really nice bloke. And when someone's fighting to secure the future of their family, you better be ready. And this kid will give it everything against a very tough Lewis Crocker on Saturday.
Ask you as well about the history that beckons on Saturday. Shannon Ryan and Emma Dolan, the inaugural super flyweight, 115 pounds British title, which is brilliant to see. Also Emma's Commonwealth title up for grabs.
Really good fight.
Been a bit of needle between these two.
I love
I'm expecting that today.
But this is the beauty of these British title clashes now coming into the female code. We really need them because we need to build those rivalries. And I don't know where this beef came from, but it's great. Like, keep it going. You've seen it with Maisie Rose and Chloe Watson recently. That's another British and European title fight that can be made. We need more of that rivalry in female boxing, because that's when the fight becomes valuable to me and to the broadcaster and to the fans, when they can, you know, you can sell them the narrative. They can, looking forward to this, and it's a really good fight. Emma Dolan's a very, very capable fighter. We think Shannon Ryan's a special fighter. But again, I love these fights where you get to find out. Yeah. You know, it's a little bit like Liam Paro and Subriel Matias last weekend. How good are either of them? Liam's undefeated. Stick him in the deep end. He goes to Puerto Rico and beats the bogeyman, or boogeyman, or whatever you want to call it. Same with Shannon Ryan. Bring her in. Let's find out. Lewis Crocker. Let's find out. Yeah. Tyler, let's make 50-50 fights. Sometimes we get criticised for making 50-50 fights. Why? Let's just find out how good people are. If you're good enough, it's the same in sport and life. If you're good enough, you'll win. If you're not, you won't. And you can come again.
I think we go back, I mean, I forget the press of where you said it. I want to see all the fighters leaving it in the ring, and I think we're seeing a bit more now. They're not as worried, I don't believe.
Picture code, right? And the O's really important. The brand's really important. You know, we can't get beat. It's a bit like you look at Ben Whittaker. Like, Ben Whittaker is an amazing talent, but the level of opposition he's facing is so poor that you're actually not seeing the best of him. And because it's so expensive to get fighters, they're paying him a lot of money. It's hard to do, but matchmaking is so important, and you can't allow a fighter to get stale. But people like Conor Walker, even people like Lewis Crocker, they don't care about the O. Felix Cash, he don't care about the O really at this stage in his career, nor does Tyler Denny. Do you know what I mean? So that's when you get the great fights, when people are just prepared to roll the dice. And you know, it's only really when they're protected that the O becomes so important.
I hear him, we're nearly ready, but I just want to ask you a quick question. Obviously, we lost the fight again with Cameron Vong and Jordan Flynn when you were looking for a replacement opponent. In steps Jeff Afore. You're talking about measuring sticks. Let's find out how good fighters are. This is a good measuring stick for Cameron Vong.
To be honest with you, I was quite surprised that they took the fight, Sam Jones. I mean, not just because Afore is tough and obviously he got the win against Callum French, but he's awkward as well, you know, and he's non-stop. And it's difficult to look good, and that's really the belief that Jamie Moore and Sam Jones have in Cameron, where they know it technically might not be the right fight for them, but they're like, yeah, we'll beat him, you know. And if you go and you beat someone like Jeff Afore, I think Cameron now, we've got to start positioning for British titles now, and like English titles, eliminators for British titles, because he may be that good. And if he deals with Afore in style, you know, you saw him stop Callum French. You know, he's a handful, Jeff Afore. So although we didn't get the Jordan Flynn fight, we got a real fight in Afore.
Eddie, I believe you've got to go down to the table. The fighters are ready and get the press conference underway. So much to look forward to, isn't there, right now on DAZN?
Hey, champ. I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves. And you know DAZN's got over 150 live events every year. Over 150. Proper stacked. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockouts. Big fights every week. So get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. DAZN, undisputed.
Well, I'm hearing we're just about ready to get today's press conference underway. Eddie Hearn just taking his seat. Behind us now, the fighters are ready, and so is the main man, Mr. Eddie Hearn. Darren went for a wander there, apologies.
Got it for you, yeah. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Birmingham, ahead of a huge show this Saturday night, live and exclusive on DAZN around the world. What a time for boxing, just back from Puerto Rico last weekend. Incredible atmosphere out there as the boogeyman of the division, Subriel Matias, got beat in the backyard against Australians Liam Paro in an incredible night of boxing. Of course, a big show in Birmingham this Saturday, which we'll talk about shortly, and it's non-stop action from here. Off to Phoenix next week, just prior or post the big press conference for the Riyadh season Wembley card next week. Next weekend, the big one in Phoenix. Bam against Estrada for real supremacy in the super flyweight division as Sonny Edwards returns. Ramla Ali fights for the world title as well. Then we're back to the Copperbosh for Johnny Fisher against Alan Babbage. 6,000 tickets nearly sold already for that fight. It's going to be packed out at the Copperbox. And then back, of course, to Philadelphia straight after that, where one of the pound-for-pound greats, Jaron Boots Ennis, fights Mr. David Avanesian, who I just saw over there. Welcome, David, and good luck in that fight. Couple of weeks off, and then August 3rd, we're in Los Angeles, of course, for the Riyadh season card. Israel Madrimov against Terence Crawford. top to bottom, stacked out there, and big plans coming for August to be announced soon. But this Saturday is all about Birmingham. It's all about, of course, the main event. This man here, Felix Cash, 18 months out of the ring, returns into the backyard of the champion, Tyler Denny. And what about the 147-pound matchup between Lewis Crocker and Conor Walker? Can't wait for that. Big fight for Cameron Vong against Jeff Ofori. And a brilliant, brilliant domestic dust-up for the British and Commonwealth Championships between Shannon Ryan and Emma Dolan. We'll talk to the top table shortly, but I want to talk to a number of members down here that are so important to the card. A lot of young fighters sold a huge amount of tickets. A lot of fighters in crunch fights as well for their career. And we're going to start with, Hamza Uddin. Hamza, welcome. You're one of those guys that have sold a huge amount of tickets on Saturday. Local fight at home after what can only be described as a blistering professional debut. TV slot for you on Saturday night. Congratulations after that professional debut, even though I heard you say yesterday you absolutely deserve it, but you are correct on this occasion. And welcome. Big fight on Saturday, ready to fight number 2 in front of your fans.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edian, for the warm introduction. Listen, like I said yesterday, I fully deserve to be on the main broadcast. That debut, you don't see many debuts like that. I knocked him out flat on his back, boxed nice, had the flash, had the confidence, and it's the same again. Unfortunately, we had a pull-out a few days ago. No opponent really wanted to fight, but one did. He's 3 weights above me, so I'm stepping up a lot of weight for this fight. But it doesn't matter how big or how strong, how tough he is, he's getting knocked out the exact same way.
Sam Jones was saying yesterday about the problem finding opponents, obviously because of your style, because of the professional debut, because of the hype, and because of the lack of real liquidity of opponents down there. It's not going to be easy to match you moving forward. This guy, as you said, a couple of weight divisions above you, but going to probably have to move a little bit quick because of the lack of opposition, but you and the team prepared to do that as well. Absolutely, man. I've said it from the start. We're looking to move at a fast pace. I'm not here to mess around. I have very big dreams in this game. And although I'm 20 years old, I'm young, I'm a baby. I've got big dreams and I've got to get a move on if I want to achieve them. So, yeah, at a fast pace, whatever the team says is right for me, is right for me. I want to get out and be active as much as I can. This is a great card. Thank you for pointing out this card in Birmingham, near enough my hometown. Done a lot of tickets for this. It's going to be a good showing and I can't wait to put on another big show. Well, I urge all the fans on Saturday night to get behind Hamza Uddin, obviously lacking a little bit of confidence, but hopefully we can get over that. And on a serious note, this man is, in my opinion, a future superstar of the sport. Inshallah, a big performance here. I see what you're doing, Kingdom Saudi Arabia, Mr. Turki Al Sheikh, His Excellency. Watch out, there's going to be a big knockout and I want to be there. First plane over to Saudi this autumn. What are you saying, Eddie? Yeah, well, I'll say Saturday first. What are you saying, Eddie? Come on, what are you saying? I like that, I like the enthusiasm, I like the belief, and I know you got the ability, but eyes on Saturday and we'll look after the rest. Good man, good man. Emmanuel Adesi, welcome. Team 258, big heavyweight prospect as well. Shout out to the team, KD and the boys here. Important fight for you, back on another Matchroom show after fighting at the O2 earlier this year. Ready to perform on Saturday night?
Yeah, 100% ready to perform. First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank my team at 258 Management, Matchroom Boxing for this great opportunity. Like you said, prospect, heavyweight, but I got a goal. I want to be heavyweight champion. I want to go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. So let's get it on. I know that obviously the professional experience and journey is important, but having some top sparring as well. We know hearing some fantastic things out of the gyms that you're really mixing in the deep end with elite heavyweights as well. Yeah, 100%. I share the ring with all of them. Obviously, that's given me great confidence. So I just need a team to push me, get these fights, because I'm ready for that top level. Look forward to seeing you in action on Saturday. As this man, Ibrahim Suleiman. Ibrahim, welcome. Back home, boxed on the road a long time now. Huge support everywhere you go. Again, massive support. Well done on the tickets for Saturday night. Looking red hot in a media workout. Ready for a big performance on Saturday.
Yeah, of course, man. Look, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go, man. Like, I'm feeling sharp and ready. Just ready to put out a great performance on Saturday, inshallah. Last time out was a tough fight against an undefeated fighter. You come through that. Looking for 2024 to move at a decent pace, move into the 8s and hopefully not too far away from the 10-round fights as well. Yeah, of course. Like my last performance was a great performance. We got to close that chapter on to the next. This is my fourth fight, the fourth chapter. So it's going to be another great one. And then moving on to the next, take it a step at a time.
Well, another fantastic talent from the Midlands. As this man, Muhammad Ali, welcome, Muhammad, back now under Anthony Crolla. New chapter begins on Saturday night. What do we expect to see from you in there in Birmingham?
No, firstly, I just want to give big respect to my grandma who just recently passed away. It's been a tough week, but I've had an amazing camp with me and Anthony Crolla and all of my team supporting me, and I'm just ready to go and fight on Saturday, inshallah.
I know that you've had a little bit of time out of the ring now. Sometimes, as a young fighter, that's you never look for that, but sometimes after a big bout of activity that you had, just good to just refresh yourself and also reflect on the beginning of that journey as well. New trainer, how are you finding things with Anthony Crolla?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, I can't complain at all. It's Anthony Crolla, an amazing coach. He's got knowledge that pretty much right at the top, so he can allow me to get me at the top. So it's been amazing and just a brilliant camp, and just ready to go on Saturday night.
Well, look forward to seeing you back in the ring on Saturday. Cannot wait for this one. Two of my favourite people in the sport and two of the favourite people that we work with, of course, Aqib Fiaz against Kane Baker. We've seen this one before. It was brilliant to watch. This time, although we'll have to confirm because he can change his mind, was the final fight of Kane Baker's career on Saturday night. We'll talk to you shortly, Kane, but this one, a big, big fight for both men. Kane, are we still of that same mindset? Final camp done. I know you would have put absolutely everything into this training camp. This is the final roll of the dice on Saturday?
Definitely, yeah. I've saved the best till last, and I'm going to let it all out of the bag on Saturday and smash Fiaz all over the place.
I think that when you talk about the mindset going in of it being the last one, it's quite interesting because when you hear about a fighter saying this could be the last one or this is the last one, sometimes, you know, the love and the passion's gone, but sometimes they're willing to dig even deeper for one last time. I'm guessing, because particularly you're a crazy son of a gun, you're the latter.
100% I'm the latter, and I have questioned retiring because of how well I've performed and how well I've trained, but no, I feel that a good win Saturday night will be my time to walk away. I've been up on it. I've been on your shows 12 times. 12 times, and I've never been signed by Matchroom but I've been.
We didn't have to.
You didn't have to.
You wouldn't leave us alone.
No. The stalker got this far.
You know, it all started really, didn't it, at fight camp?
Yeah.
I mean, and at fight camp, the fight fell through.
Well, it all started really with Conor Ben.
Yeah.
And then fight camp with Fiaz.
Yeah.
And that's where my mindset's gone back to, because he stood me up in the garden, and that was my dream, to fight in your garden. So it weren't Madison Square Garden, it was Eddie Hearn Garden, but that was my dream. And he broke my heart, so Saturday night I'm going to smash him in the face.
The final thing I will say, I remember that night, and I
cried in your garden, Eddie.
You cried, but you sat next to me all night. You sat next to me all night, and I promised you we'd bring you back and give you another opportunity. And now, I didn't think there'd be another 8 or 9, to be honest with you. I thought one would have been all right, but it's been an incredible ride. You've never been in a bad fight, and the reality is when I look at this style matchup, Aqib, very slick, coming off a defeat. There's questions to be answered, confidence, whatever it is, but every Kane Baker fight's kind of the same. You're going to get outboxed, but you're going to find a way to try and walk them down and break their heart and take them to the trenches. I guess it would be ridiculous with one fight left to switch that up right now.
No, I've gone southpaw now. I'm a boxer mover. No, I'm not, but there's only one way I know, and if there's a phone box or anything like that, or as small as we can get, and get as close to Fiaz as I can and punch him in the face or not, that's the plan.
Aqib, not going to be a difficult one in terms of the tactics here with Jamie Moore and everybody, but will be a difficult fight in terms of the tenacity and the heart of Kane Baker as well. You've been in there before, you know what he's all about. It's going to be a final roll of the dice, and you've got a lot to prove yourself on Saturday.
Yeah, listen, I've got nothing to say to that. Kane Baker said it all there. Let's have it Saturday night. I'll meet him in the middle of the ring, no problem.
Obviously, there are big fights on the horizon for you. You just fought for the Commonwealth title. You want to get back fighting for that belt, the British title belt as well. This is going to put you right back in position to get the career back on track.
Yeah, not just a win, you know, a big statement and a big performance will do that. So, you know, we can talk about pressure and all this kind of thing, but no one puts more pressure on me than me. And on Saturday, a big performance, you know, will do that, yeah, hopefully.
Well, Aki Fairs against Kane Baker will be a great, great fight on the Before the Bell section on Saturday night, as is this fight. We all know we were disappointed when we had the news of Jordan Flynn pulling out of the fight against Cameron Vong. I was quite astounded by the amount of opponents that Sam Jones and Jamie Moore accepted, and one particularly was Jeff Ofori, who we saw break our hearts in Newcastle when he stopped another one of our prospects, Callum French. Very tough, very awkward, super game. And Cameron Vong and team just said yes straight away. So, Jeff, welcome. I mean, firstly, thank you for stepping in and taking this chance. I know it's a big opportunity for you as well, but same kind of questions towards Kane Baker. We know this isn't your last one on Saturday, but we know what to expect from you every time you step in the ring.
Yeah, Eddie, thank you, Matchroom, for having me here. As soon as they gave me the opportunity, I took it. I grabbed it with both hands. Obviously, my last fight, it didn't go my way. I thought I won it, but it is what it is. I'm here now, and I'm here to turn the tide. I know you guys got me here as a stepping stone, but I'm not. I'm no one stepping stone, and he's going to have to really fight come Saturday.
Yeah, we saw that against Callum French, of course, another undefeated fighter that you took the O from. Same kind of tactics going in, ready to test Cameron Vong and see what he's made of.
Yeah, I'm here to do me. I'm not really here to test anybody. If he can do it, he can do it. If he can't, he can't. Simple.
Cameron, obviously disappointing with the Jordan Flynn fight, but a real fight on Saturday night for you, someone with a lot more experience than Jordan, and a real test, by far the biggest of your professional career so far.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, it's boxing and injuries happen. I wish him a speedy recovery and a full recovery. But I've got a very, very tough task on my hands on Saturday night in Jeff Ofori. Obviously, he's caused a few big upsets, and he has been on the wrong end of a few decisions, so I'm looking forward to putting on a big statement performance. Props to Jeff for taking the fight on short notice, but he's going to find out Saturday night.
Jeff Ofori is the kind of guy that if you do beat, you know, there's not a lot of backward steps in terms of English and British titles as well, looking to make a statement and move as fast as Sam and everybody suggests.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I feel I can hold me on with any 135, any 140 in the world. I believe I've got the talent for it. It's about getting the right fights at the right time. And I am looking at putting on a big statement Saturday night and coming for them English and British titles next year.
Well, can't wait for that. Really, really good fight. Cameron Vong against Jeff Ofori. Move up to the top table. Another brilliant fight. I'm loving to see in the female code now so many British rivalries developing for British championships, Commonwealth championships. And I think it's great for the sport. This is a really, really good matchup that you're going to see on Saturday night. British and Commonwealth championships with Shannon Ryan taking on Emma Dolan. Emma, we'll start with you. Welcome. We know, again, this fight was supposed to happen before. So happy that we're finally getting it on Saturday night. Ready? Big moment, live TV, proper fight, everything you want.
Yeah, everything I want. I'm genuinely ecstatic for it. I can't wait for Saturday to come, and I'm looking forward to getting in there and getting the win.
Obviously, yourself, very confident. Carl, everybody, very confident as well. I know you rate Shannon's ability as well, but believe you have the beating of her on Saturday night.
100,000,000% got the beating of Shannon. Just stars make fights, and I know everything. I believe of every ounce of my fibres that I beat her.
Obviously, we've seen a little bit of, I guess, beef, if you like, which is great. I mean, it's great for the sport. Everybody likes it, but got to keep the composure on Saturday night. Is that key as well? Shannon seems fired up for this fight.
Yeah, you know, it's different courses for different horses, and I'm relaxed. I'm looking forward to it.
Shannon, finally a fight that you can really get your teeth into. Good fight last time out, tough opponent, had the cut, come through all of that, but now the championship fights, the domestic fights, the rivalries, exactly what you want. Ready to put in a great performance on Saturday.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just want to say thank you again for, you know, yet another incredible opportunity. You know, Saturday night is my night to shine, and I'm looking forward to it. This fight was meant to, I think it got ordered in October. Then obviously Emma pulled out, and it's happening now. And to be the first females in the super flyweight division to fight for the British is incredible, and it's great to be a part of history.
Talk about the fight a little bit as well. She said that styles make fights. She believes she's got the style to beat you. You have a very exciting style, versatile fighter, can fight on the inside at range as well. What sort of fight do you expect on Saturday night?
We'll have to see on Saturday for sure, but you know, I'm ready for however she wants to bring it. You know, I believe I can beat a lot of stars out there, and Emma being one of them.
Seen you quite outspoken for this one, which we all love, but it's important really to build those rivalries as well, and we know that you'd have been switched on in camp for this one, and a really important moment in your career.
Yeah, no, really important moment, and you know, I had an incredible camp. This is fight number 8, and yeah, Saturday night I'll go and do the business.
Well, British and Commonwealth Super Flyweight Championships, Shannon Ryan against Emma Dolan on Saturday night. These two fights are absolute crackers. I cannot wait for this one. 147-pound war. I think it's the only way that you can explain it. One of the biggest punchers, I feel, in the division, Lewis Crocker, against one of the most exciting fighters in the division in Conor Walker. A fight where you have to give unbelievable credit to both for taking. How good is Lewis Crocker? How heavy-handed is Lewis Crocker? We will find out, because this man to my left will not give him an inch on Saturday night. Sold a huge amount of tickets, going to have massive support in there on Saturday night. Conor Walker, welcome. You talk a great game, mate, but you deliver every time, you know, against Cyrus Patterson, again in Belfast, but this is a step up, no doubt about it, against Lewis Crocker. You look ready. You're ready to go on Saturday night.
Yeah, man, I'm ready. Oh, bloody hell. I'm ready. You know, it seems a bit like, I was just sat here thinking it's a bit like deja vu, you know, I'm sat in the same spot, telling you the same thing, you know, it's going to be another banana skin, because I see him looking over me, you know, he's looking at Paddy and he's looking over me, and he doesn't think I should be in the ring with him, which is, I'm happy to be there. I'm here to rip up the script again, and I'm coming in the best shape of my life, and, you know, I'm looking forward to it.
What changed for you? You know, I think a lot of people look at records, and, you know, they look at your record and a couple of slip-ups that you've had along the way. Even saw Lewis talk about, you know, the guy who beat you, I bashed him up in sparring and stuff like that.
about that as well, but yeah.
But what changed in a career that made you a top 15 world welterweight, which you are now?
I took the fights that no one wanted to take, and that's the bottom line. You know, I never turned down a fight. You know, there might be losses, but check the losses. There's a point in it, point here, there, point there. You know, you can't look at them fights and say, I think this is where he's going wrong.
Has the preparation changed? Has the mindset changed as well towards your career?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're one step away from a world title. You know, a couple of steps or one step away from a world title, and I'm ranked number 5 in the world. You know, 2 years ago, you look where I was at. I lost a close decision for the English title. You know, I was beating myself up, thinking I should have done this, should have done that. But I've just bounced back. I've learned. I've polished the edges, and we've gone back to the pad, and we just keep becoming a better fighter. And that's the bottom line. And I feel like I'm becoming a more complete fighter. And you know, losses. I started my career knowing that I'm going to take losses because of the way I fight. But you know, it's the way like I said before, I learn on the job. And them losses haven't stopped me getting to where I'm at now. You know, I think, you know, I don't think this will be the last show I'm on with you, because, you know, how I fight, and, you know, we're doing the tickets, we're doing the fights, and it's just, it's amazing. I'm enjoying the time at the minute.
Obviously, I know every fighter fights for legacy, but also financial opportunity as well, secure their future for their families. You win this fight, you're going to land into a massive fight next that will really set you up in that respect. That's the motivation for you. We know how bad you want that.
Well, listen, you know what sort of guy I am. Do you know what I mean? A hard-working guy. You know, I live for my family, and the bottom line is, this man ain't taking that away from me. I know what's after it. I know it's going to be a hard fight. He's a talented, he's a massive puncher. You know, he's ranked number 2 in the UK. You know, he's done things that I haven't done, but he hasn't been in there with someone like me. You know, he's all right knocking these featherweights over and lightweights over, but I ain't that guy, man. And you know that, and I know that, and I think that, you know, the proper boxing fans know that this guy ain't beating me on Saturday night.
Do you think you got to test his obviously his skill, but particularly his heart? I mean, is that what gives you confidence? You don't think that he can dig as deep as you? I mean, you talk about his ability. We know you can box as well, but you've got to take him to those places on Saturday night.
I've been there. He hasn't. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? So, like, he's yet to prove it to himself, not just to everyone else, to himself. So, you know, I know I've got it in the tank. I know I've got it in the locker. You know, and I feel like I can bring more to the table than him. That's the bottom line.
And finally, massive ticket sales, big crowd on Saturday, big night for boxing in Birmingham and the Midlands. It's going to be wild.
Listen, The last one you said we done well. We've doubled that, probably more. You know, once the splatter in, we'll double it again. So, look, it's just going to keep the trajectory I'm on, and you know, I've just got to keep pulling the performances out. And I think Wolverhampton at this fight, I mean, I've had so many messages, ticket sales. You know, people that can't come, they'll be tuning in. You know, even it's crazy the people that have, you know, that are coming. Like my old school teacher come to the open workout. Like it's mad. It's you know, my life. I'm in awe of it, man. I'm enjoying the ride, and you know, this man to my right is getting in the way. So you know, let's have it off, man.
Lewis, welcome. Bit of a buzz for you, really, because last time out, headlining in Belfast. Before that, co-main event in Belfast on a massive Michael Conlan show. This time, away from home. I know you got a fair few coming over yourself as well, but no question in the Lion's Den. Exciting.
Mate, just even talking about it there, you know, it's class. Like a game opponent, you said exciting stuff, and fighting him in his hometown basically as well, and on a big stage, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it, and I'm relishing the moment.
You seem very confident, you know, in all the head-to-heads, even almost dismissive of Conor Walker. I know you know it's going to be a real fight as well, but just think you're much too good for him. Is that what it comes down to on Saturday?
I think Conor's a good fighter, but I don't think he's as good as what he thinks he is, and he's talked a lot of shit the whole way through about me. Do you know what I mean? And like, yeah, he's saying like I'm overlooking him and stuff, and like thinking about like fights after this. Any interviewer who's asked me about a fight after this, I says I'm fully focused on Saturday here. Do you know what I mean? I haven't posted anything about the next fight after this. And Conor Walker is my focus right now, and I've had a great camp, and that's where my confidence comes from.
Obviously, he's coming from the blind side in terms of, you know, the small hall shows and the English title defeats. And, you know, you haven't had everything on a plate at all, but you're fighting for the same kind of thing, a massive fight, life-changing opportunities financially as well. You can't afford defeat on Saturday.
Mate, can't afford defeat anytime. Do you know what I mean? I think he said in an interview, like, win, lose or draw, you'll still get fights after this, because that's not even a thing in my mind. You know, like, losing's not an option. Never has been, never will be. I'm here to win every time, and it's big rewards on this stage, and yeah, I'm feeling good.
Final question to you as well. Against McKenna, you know, he boxed a little bit defensively. We know he was up against it. Against, in your last fight, of course, he boxed off the back foot as well, which we didn't necessarily expect. This guy, front foot, expected, war, standing in front of you, huge punch output as well. We're going to see the best of Lewis Crocker, and we're going to see the power of Lewis Crocker.
Absolutely. You know, like, this guy's made for, he says I'm made for him. He's made for me too then. And he's saying I haven't had to dig deep or anything. It's because people can't bring me into that. Well, they haven't yet anyway. Do you know what I mean? They've tried. They've tried, like, but it doesn't work out well. So I'm ready for a toe-to-toe war with this guy.
Well, I think you're going to get it. It's going to be an incredible fight. Tomorrow night, co-main event, Lewis Crocker against Conor Walker on Saturday night. It's going to be a fantastic fight, as is this one, the European Middleweight Championship. The champion, Tyler Denny, against Felix Cash. It's a brilliant, brilliant fight. So important for both men. And with the middleweight division really opening up right now, shots at the World Championship available. Of course, Carlos Adames, the WBC champion. Yanni Beck, the WBO champion. Lara, the WBA champion. All of these guys available for shots. We'll start with a challenger, Felix Cash. Felix, welcome. 18 months out of the ring, quite remarkable. You're here. People, I guess, questioned if you'd be here. We knew you'd be here. You look fantastic. Massive night for you. How excited are you to get back in the ring in such a big test on Saturday?
No, I'm very excited. Very excited to be back in the ring on Saturday. You know, really enjoying fight week. I'm enjoying soaking it all in. I'd like to say thank you for you, Eddie, and Matchroom for, you know, sticking in there with me, you know, when I've been out of the ring 18 months and giving me, obviously, the European title shot and winning the purse bids. But like I say, I'm looking forward now to Saturday night and getting my hands on that European title, making up for lost times. And like you said, the middleweight division is opening up and getting a shot at a world title.
Obviously, coming back from 18 months, normally people would be having run-out fights or certainly easier fights, but you're in for the European title, in the backyard as well, ready to roll the dice and give it everything on Saturday night. Must win for you as well.
Listen, every fight's a must-win fight. I'm just looking forward to it. Like you say, in his backyard, it don't really matter to me. I've been looking good in the gym, feeling good in the gym, and I don't think he's going to stand a chance with me on Saturday night. I think he's going to come out and he's going to try his best, but it just ain't going to be good enough.
Some good back and forward between you two. I know there's respect as well, but we love to see it as well. Just don't think he's on your level. Is that you think you can get him out there inside the distance?
I definitely think I'm going to get him out there inside a different distance. But he's going to come out and we'll have a look at him after the first couple of rounds, and I'll go to work on him, and I reckon he won't go the distance.
Finally, I know it's been a tough time, but win on Saturday, you're right back there on the verge of World Championship shots at 160 £.
That's it, Eddie. That's it. That's what we want, and I want to be in the big fights, and I'm sure we'll be after this one.
Tyler, welcome. Looking good, ready to go for this afternoon for England, and ready to go on Saturday night. Massive support. You've sold a huge amount of tickets. Going to be a great crowd. Big moment for you, defending your European title in Birmingham on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely buzzing for it, man. Buzzing for it. It's a bit of a shame, really, because I've been around Felix for a few days, and we had that back. He seems like an alright character, and he's got a nice little story going for him now. Like, he's been out the ring. He's troubled with this.
I'm a likeable fella.
And he's going to do all that for nothing because he can get smashed on Saturday. You know what I mean? I feel bad for him, man, but this is the game we're in.
Those 18 months, do you play into that? I mean, even previously, obviously, he was on a good run, great performance against Denzel Bentley, but we can't ignore the fact that it's not easy coming back from what he's come back from, and the 18-month layoff as well, and coming into your backyard as well. He really has to have that challenger mindset on Saturday, but you seem full of confidence.
Yeah, like I say, fair play to him, man, fair play. But like he's got some catching up to do, because at the time when he took Bentley out, he was meant to be on to world titles and stuff by now. And
I'll get you out of the way on Saturday. I'll be straight back in the mix, won't I?
He's not going to do it. Ignore him, mate. He's getting a bit excited, and he fight week's coming. He's thinking about the weigh-in day. He's struggling at the weight already. He's thinking about the weigh-in, getting excited. But
is that what you're hoping? Is it that I'm struggling at the weight?
It makes no difference.
Chance you think you got from struggling at the weight?
Makes no difference. It makes no difference to me. I'm on my weight, so that's.
Is that what you're concerned about? Me struggling to make the weight?
I've got no concerns about your weight. You can come in whatever weight you want, mate.
Why you mention it then? You keep mentioning me struggling at the weight.
I do keep mentioning.
Because I'm too big, is it? Do I look big, do I?
Nah.
You're worried?
Well, really worried, man. What am I worried about?
I thought you would be.
I'd be worried about that fucking haircut on the top of your head. That's what I'd be worried about. You got the receipts for that. I'll take that back.
And you keep talking about smashing people. Who you've ever actually smashed?
I'm gonna smash you.
I've never seen you knock anyone out in my life.
You got an egg and splattered it on your head. That's been smashed on your head. You know what I mean? That's
the state of your face.
All right, good one, mate.
When we talk about this fight, I mean, Felix, technically, good jab, sharp puncher as well. What gives you the confidence? How do you see the actual fight playing out?
He's a good fighter, listen. We have a back and forth, but I respect him. Good fighter, good all-round fighter. But just the run that I've been on and the work that I do in the gym day in, day out, and you can't cheat this game, man. Boxing, it'll find you out. It'll find you out. Whatever he's been up to the last how many months, years, I've been in the gym grinding every day, and it's gonna show on Saturday.
You think you break him down?
100%. Break him down, get him out there. And still.
Well, big moment for you on Saturday night. Both fighters predicting stoppages for the European middleweight title. This is a fantastic night of boxing on Saturday. Great crowd, great night. Thanks to everybody for attending, of course, going for everyone. Emmanuel Daisy, big heavyweight prospect as well. Muhammad Ali on a great run back with Anthony Crolla. Look out, of course, for Hamza Uddin. What a talent. Ibrahim Suleiman, the whole of Birmingham coming out to watch this rise. Fantastic fight. Aqib Fiaz against Kane Baker as he rolls the dice for the last time. Jeff Afori against Cameron Vong. British and Commonwealth Super Flyweight Championships on the line, of course, between Emma Dolan and Shannon Ryan as well. And what about the welterweight matchup? Conor Walker against Lewis Crocker is going to be a war. Main event as well. Brilliant, brilliant fight. Felix Cash against Tyler Denny. It's an incredible show on Saturday night. We'll see you for the weigh-in tomorrow, and we're going to have head-to-heads up here. See you shortly. Thank you.
Enjoyed that, Darren.
Yeah, lovely.
Well,
Lovely little presses to get us going, Jamie.
So much, sorry, Darren, just to plug, as we always do, to look forward to coming up just before we go to the head-to-heads on DAZN. Next week, there's 5 live shows for you to choose from, starting on Thursday with the unbeaten Darius Fulgham taking on Ronald Ellis in California. There's another 2 shows for you to choose from on Friday as well. And former world champion Marco Huck makes his ring return to the ring on Saturday, June 29th in Berlin. And then there's a couple of big ones, isn't there? Also on June 29th, the small matter, as we'll move on to the next slide, to talk about these two cracking fights coming your way right here on DAZN. Jesse Bam Rodriguez puts his undefeated record on the line against the current WBC World Super Flyweight champion Juan Francisco Estrada in Glendale, Arizona. And a couple of weeks later, Jaron Boots Ennis, matchroom debut for him, takes on David Avanesian July 13th in Philadelphia. Some young stars, Darren, all featuring on Saturday night, continuing their development on the big stage before the bell. Muhammad Ali, 4-0, 1 KO, new life under Anthony Crolla. Second 6th rounder for him on Saturday. Ibrahim Spider Suleiman, always exciting, 23 years old, managed by rapper JK, of course, stepping up to 6 rounds also this weekend. Emmanuel Odiezi returns, working with 258 management, and Anthony Joshua back after a points win in February on our Next Gen show a little bit earlier this year. This is the platform, and this is a platform for a rematch as well between these two. Akib Fiaz and Kane Baker. They were due to fight for the first time in August of 2020. Eventually happened behind closed doors in October of the same year. A fight Akib won on points over 8 rounds, and nearly 4 years later, they do it again.
It's going to be a good scrap this. It's intriguing as well because Akib's obviously looking to bounce back to winning ways. Bitterly disappointed, wasn't he, last time out? Kane Baker saying there, this is the last time he's ever going to fight. So he's going to leave every single ounce of his boxing, his soul, his heart in that ring Saturday night. They both believe in themselves. You can see a lot of verbals.
Let's see if we can hear what they're saying.
Against me in your last fight. You was trying to take down the morning, weren't you? You did. Okay.
Remember when you said about
you ran, you was trying to get out the ring. I died in the ring.
What about when you came to Spa?
What happened there? What happened in the Spa?
Do you remember there?
I didn't spar with that, did I?
The police turned up.
The police turned up?
You might as well have done.
Yeah, the ambulance, mate. Yeah. I caught you that hard with that left hook, let me tell you. Cheers, boys, thank you.
Will he feel, Kane, Darren, that he's getting Akib at a good time here after the Belotti fight last October?
Or it could be the complete opposite. You know, Akib looking not just to bounce back to winning ways, but to look good. And what a fight this is. What a short notice opponent this is. Sometimes we get treated with little gems, and Jeff Fafori, we've seen how dangerous he can be. This could be one of those, Jamie.
Yeah, as I said, Jeff Fafori stopped Callum French last year, a former teammate at Berkeley of Cameron Vong's. Last year, the final round of an 8-rounder. This Cameron's first 10-rounder in what is only his 5th professional fight as well. A very good measuring stick for Cameron Vong.
Absolutely, it really is a brilliant fight on the undercard, and this
as is this one
making fight.
History beckons between these two. Shannon Ryan picked up her first professional title in January, now meets Commonwealth champion Emma Dolan. And as we've said all along, the vacant super flyweight British title on the line for the very first time. A bit of needle between these two. History beckons, Darren, and we love this.
Yeah, we do. A lot on the line, contrasting styles. The pocket rocket that Shannon Ryan gets in your face, she's busy. She can also box. Emma Dolan likes to keep it long, but she's got plenty of heart. It's a brilliant fight.
And the chief support will be coming together now. What a fight this is. Lewis Crocker versus Connor Walker. These two aren't huge fans of each other. Do you think that's also to do, though, Darren, not necessarily personal issues, but the significance of what a win might mean for both men here? There's a lot on the line.
There really is. Pot of gold is massive. Potential fight with Paddy Donovan for this man here, Lewis Crocker. And Connor Walker, highly ranked in the WBA. There's opportunities, like Eddie said, the chance to change his life. Not just with boxing credits, but financial credits. An awful lot to like about this fight. I mean, stylistically, it is absolute, utter madness, carnage.
A few groans, I think, coming from Darren Barker from the commentary desk in that one. The Croc versus the Wolf. 10 rounds of welterweight carnage, which will lead us in nicely to your main event. Tyler Denny versus Felix Cash, European middleweight title on the line this Saturday from Birmingham Resorts World Arena, live right here on DAZN. all three representing the England shirts here, Darren. We always enjoy a Felix Cash press conference, as I said. What do you make of the attitude of both men from what you've just heard on that table?
Well, look, we know what we're going to get from Felix. He's always fired up. He means business. He wants to get stuck in. Tyler Denny, relaxed, calm, confident. And there's a lot on the line here. We speak about the chief support having a lot on the line. But this one brings you very, very close to something very big.
Well, he want to really look good here, Felix, because I spoke to him a bit earlier this week, and he said, look, it's not just about me getting the ring rust off. He's not bothered about that, just about getting back in the ring. It's about reminding everyone who I am, reminding this middleweight division who Felix Cash is. Do you think that will be important too?
Definitely, definitely. Just to get back on track, get back turning heads. Oh yeah, that's why we fell in love with Felix Cash. That's what we remember him being, an explosive, classy wrecking ball to some degree. Got a bit of everything about him, hasn't he? But it's a brilliant fight. Tyler Denny, you've got to remember, this is his first defence of the European title. He's going in there a proud man, a proud owner of that European title. There's so much to like about not just the main event, but the card itself. There's a bit of everything on there. We've got the young stars, we've got history-making fights, we've got the utter carnage of the chief support. Then we've got the main event that ticks a lot of boxes because the winner pushes on to something really big. Where does the loser go? It's a brilliant card.
I was thinking earlier, about that European middleweight title. There's someone who's definitely won that I know.
Twice.
Twice, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mention it. No, I'm joking. But listen, I always give you credit. And you deserve all the credit you get. But like you say, that European title is almost the bridge, isn't it? Your rankings rise with that, and you're going to be in a brilliant position when you win that belt.
Look, I get to talk about myself. For me personally, it was a very, very proud moment. It really elevates you into the governing bodies, high up those rankings. You're very close then to sort of being warranted a shot at a title, whether it be voluntary or mandatory. You're edging closer, but as a belt to put on your mantelpiece and to show your kids one day, it means a lot to me, and I'm lucky enough I've got two of them.
With Felix Cash, look, we keep saying 18 months. I think it's 560 days. How about that for a stat for you?
So.
He's pulled out in a couple of fight weeks, but working with Adam Booth, Adam doesn't just take anyone into the gym. He's said to me he's been really impressed with the attitude of Felix Cash. Does that tell us enough that Adam Booth is very impressed with what he's seen in the gym?
Yeah, but he ain't going to waste his time. He doesn't need to. He's only going to take on fighters that he believes in, and I think more importantly, fighters that are going to do what they're told. And that shows that Felix is doing what he's told. He's working hard. He's doing his bit in the gym, and that's exciting for me because I know how good he is. It's just about, like you said, performing well in this fight, regardless of the result, but looking good and showing everybody, look, this is how good I am. This is where I belong, and this is where I want to be. It really is an intriguing fight. I've said it in an interview just before I come live that a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter, and I've seen Felix, he's switched on, but he's smiling. He seems in a good place, and that's good to see.
Well, as always, when we see those face-offs on the stage, you have a great fight card to look forward to on Saturday night. Do join us for the weigh-in, of course, tomorrow, same time, 1 p.m. from myself, Jamie Ward, from Darren Barker. That does conclude the press conference, but we'll see you tomorrow. So much more to look forward to.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now! Touch close. How do you like it?
Off the shoulder. So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill. "200 miles per hour.
300 sensors, 1.1 million data points a second, sent instantly to the AWS cloud, so AI can generate insights for F1 in real time, to keep millions of fans on the edge of their seats. Generative AI on AWS, a new era of racing, a new era of business.
The long nights, the drills, everything that goes into our training, it all prepares you for battle. I just never thought about the other battles going on out there.
Very strong when they realise that temperature soared into the high 40s. 1 million children starving in the region.
Seeing these kinds of things, it changes you. To know that we've helped and made a difference, that's what I'm most proud of.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.